Good morning, everyone, and welcome to CBC News. I'm Jenna, and I will be your hostess for this morning's show. Before we get started, I'd like to start off today's show by explaining a little bit about the strike that has just come to an end. For 6 weeks in this past summer, Winnipeg, Manitoba was crippled by a massive and dramatic general strike. Frustrated by unemployment, inflation, poor working conditions, and regional disparities after World War I, workers from both the private and public sectors joined forces to shut down or drastically reduce most services. The workers were orderly and peaceful, but the reaction from their employers, city council, and federal government was not so peaceful and rather aggressive. Railway workers, factory workers, postal workers, cooks, waiters, waitresses, telephone operators, tailors, and city workers, such as firefighters, police, and the utility workers, all decided to strike. Many of these strikers appear to be returning soldiers from World War I. The strike started on May 15, 1919, and has just ended 3 days ago, which was June 21, 1919. It has included much protesting, rioting, and negotiating. Already by May 15th, when the strike had just begun, 30,000 employees were striking, but yet that still did not help them succeed. This was not such a good time to cast a kid in, because they were in such an exciting time period with all the partying because we had just won World War I. Winnipeg employees were completely ignored, and the government employers and police got very angry and argued that they could not change the conditions and wages for financial reasons, and some just really did not care about their employees. This did not look ducky at all, and it seemed as though the idea of them fighting and arguing as one union did not seem to do the job. Many other cities realized the strike, and them too started striking for Winnipeg and their arguments to be taken into account. All these cities together formed one big union and fought as a team for the same reasons. They thought this would be more powerful, but it really was not the bee's knees. This idea of one big union made the government and employees extremely angry, and they started calling in police to arrest the strikers. The strike ended in Bloody Saturday when the Royal Northwest Mounted Police attacked a gathering of strike supporters. 2 fellows were killed, 30 wounded, and many arrested. The metal workers went back to work without a pay increase. Some workers were jailed, some were deported, and thousands lost their jobs because this caused a lot of beef between employers and employees. 7 strike leaders were convicted of a conspiracy to overthrow the government and jailed up for 2 years. Winnipeg's economy went into a decline. The strike was lost in the aspect that the conditions and wages were not changed, but a lot of employers and the government truly did see that the idea of one big union did affect Winnipeg. The strike had a huge impact on the government and his workers as they learned to organize labor movement more carefully. Labor is also becoming a political and active, and it looks as though there are high hopes that new political parties, aside from the Liberals and Conservatives, will be formed to represent workers and their unions. Whose side do you take, Winnipeg? Come in later this afternoon for a chance to have a one-on-one session with me to speak your mind as to who you truly think is right in the strike. I'm Jenna, and you're watching CBC News. Stay with us.